Heart rate variability, what does it mean? Very, very simple terms. Heart rate variability is your ability to vary your heart rate. Why is that important? Well, because different situations require different rates of heartbeat. For example, when you're sleeping, your heart rate should be slow. When you're relaxed, your heart rate should be slow. When you start running, your heart rate should speed up. You'd never say someone who's running on a treadmill at a fast rate, if their heart rate gets up to, let's say, 150 beats a minute, 160 beats a minute, you wouldn't say that person has tachycardia. You would only say they have tachycardia if their heart rate goes up to 150 when they're just sitting down relaxing. Heart rate variability is your ability to vary your heart rate. It's very, very important because that determines how much stress you can safely tolerate and handle. If you don't have proper ability to vary your heart rate, well then you cannot tolerate stress properly. So someone gives you bad news, my heart rate will go up. And then when I find out it wasn't really bad news and everything's gonna be okay, the heart rate should come back down. That's heart rate variability. So heart rate variability determines how much stress you can safely tolerate and handle. For example, ultimate fighters, people who fight in the octagon, mixed martial artists, a lot of times they use heart rate variability to determine if they're ready to train, because what would happen was these guys, these high level athletes would start practicing and training for a big fight that's 6 months away. And as the fight gets closer and closer, the training ramps up and gets harder and harder. So they bring in sparring partners that are stronger and more fit and more skilled. And sometimes they would get hurt in practice 2 weeks before a fight, 3 weeks before a fight. So they wanted to reduce that. They started doing heart rate variability tests. If their heart rate variability says they're in the green, then they would train extremely hard because that meant that they have already recovered from the previous workout. If they're in the yellow, that means they haven't fully recovered yet. So they would do a lighter, easier workout that day. And if it was in the red, the coach would say, you're not training today. Go home, you haven't recovered from your last workout. So heart variability is a predictor of future heart disease as well. And heart rate variability can also tell you if your body is stuck in fight or flight, which is a high stress situation, or if you're in adrenal fatigue, where your adrenal glands are not producing proper amounts of adrenaline. And that's what sometimes leads to things like low blood pressure, lower than normal heart rate. That's important as well. And so we can use heart rate variability to test those things and then come up with ways to correct them. Heart rate variability is critical to your health. There are devices you can use at home. There's wristbands you can wear that tell you if your heart rate variability is good or not. But if you wear those, they're not going to be as detailed as, say, a medical facility that would do a test on you. So in our office, our test will show you exactly how much stress you can safely tolerate, whether your body rests in fight or flight, or if your body is in a fatigued state where you're not sleeping properly. And then we can work on balancing that. Balancing your heart rate variability will allow you to manage stress better. So what does that mean? That means you don't get sick as often. That means you won't catch a cold in the summer when it's not cold. That means if you go outside and bend down to pick up something heavy, you won't throw out your back because your heart rate variability tells you you're capable of handling the stress in your life. You know what? Let me tell you how to improve it. Rhythmic repetitive movement improve heart rate variability. Breathing exercises improve heart rate variability, and proper sleep will improve heart rate variability. We've got lots of videos on those things. Make sure you check them out. If this video is helpful to you, like it, subscribe, comment, let us know what you're thinking. Take care, and we'll talk again soon.